What is up, everybody? We're back in here once again, guys, for another episode of Weekly Win Streak. I know we just pump faked y'all. I forgot to update the title, but we definitely took a little hiatus there. We had to get our minds right heading into the new year, but everything's good to go, and we're feeling great. Bro, how are we doing today, man?
Doing excellent. We're doing well. We're ready to cash some bets. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great, honestly. Like you said, bro, ready to cash some bets. Definitely been an up and down week. I feel like I either go like 2-4 or 4-2 every single day. But you know what? We're still in the green in the week, which is all that matters, and we're trying to keep things moving in that direction. Dude, I went to that Arizona State and Texas game. First thing I want to say is one, Texas is not good, and two, bro, Arizona State. I felt like I was sick to my stomach for all the Arizona State fans that they lost. Like, they were so depressed, and I mean, dude, I have the hottest take of all time here. You're probably going to hate it, but I'm going to say it, and I really don't give a fuck. And if y'all think differently, fuck y'all, because you're wrong. But anyway, here's the take for you guys right here. I personally think that Cam Scatterbo I think that he obviously got hurt, but I think him or Genty should have won Heisman. And I mean, like, I get the fact that Genty plays for Boise State. I mean, I get the fact that he still ran for over 100 yards in the bowl game. But, like, dude, you look at Genty's numbers, this man ran for 2,600 yards. Travis Hunter didn't even beat a ranked opponent. Like, dude, Colorado got stomped again by Nebraska. That's a horrible look for them. They got stomped by Kansas, and I forget the other game they lost too, but, like, dude, I don't think Colorado was actually any good, and I think it's kind of a joke, honestly, that he won the Heisman Trophy. It was just the media pumping somebody up because they like him because he plays both ways, and it's cool, and he has a podcast, and he's on YouTube and all that shit, and I just really think Travis Hunter did not deserve to win it. I mean, dude, what Scatterbo did in that game was absolutely insane, bro. Like, he threw, like, he was on the Dan Patrick show talking about throwing the touchdown, and so the play was supposed to be he was supposed to throw it back to Levitt. Levitt was like, bro, my ankle's cooked. We got to improvise here. And Scatterbo looked at the receiver and said, yo, run a post. I got you. And then, like, literally, that wasn't even the play. Scatterbo called it audible and threw the touchdown pass that essentially got them back. Like, dude, the catch he made down the sidelines was insane. Like, dude, that guy went off. Everybody knew where the ball was going, and he just pounded them. And he was throwing up on the sidelines, and he got stronger as the game went on. I mean, I know he missed a game, so they're not going to give you the Heisman Trophy if you miss a game. But, I mean, bro, I think Scatterbo is probably the best player in all of college football this season. He's not going to be the best player probably in the NFL out of all these guys. I mean, maybe even Jeremiah Smith has something to say about that. But, dude, Scatterbo on the biggest stage put the team on his back, and I don't think there's a lot of players like that in college football. What do you think?
I totally agree. I looked at my dad. I was watching the game with my dad. I looked at him. I said, Pops, you remember Peyton Hillis? He said, yeah. I was like, can you imagine Scatterbo in Cleveland? Oh,
yeah.
Damn.
No, that would be sick to see him in there.
Yeah,
no, I'm 100% with you on that. The other thing I want to say, too, about college football in general, and a thing that I think is, like, you're going to love me to hear me say this, bro, but I don't think anybody can beat Ohio State at this point in time. Like, I was thinking about it a lot more. Like, Georgia, like, the thing that, like, Arizona State honestly had no business being in that game. But the reason why they was because of Scatterbo. Like, Genty was a superstar. I mean, Penn State should have smacked them even harder than they did. I mean, Penn State kind of played with their food in that game. But, like, dude, a lot of these teams are lacking, like, these big-time, like, NFL caliber playmakers. Ohio State is two of them with Ibuka and with Jeremiah Smith, and Carnell Tate's no scrub either. And I mean, Judkins as well, probably one of the best running backs in the nation. Like, Ohio State's offense is stacked with playmakers who can go make a play for you when you need it. Georgia doesn't really have, like, that elite playmaker. They lost Bowers and McConkey to the NFL, and look how they look. Like, Notre Dame, I mean, solid. Leonard can run the football, but, like, I mean, let's be honest, Georgia beat themselves in that game. I mean, you just look across the board. Like, Texas doesn't really have that Bijan Robinson or, like, game-changing type player for them, and nobody who's left in the playoffs really does. I think that this is going to be. I think Ohio State's going to dog walk their next two opponents. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, guys. If you were on SoBet, you got the college futures pick Ohio State plus 255. Now you can barely get it at plus money. Dude, slammed it. So I love that. I should have put more. I only put a half unit on it. I should have put more. But I wanted to say I can't agree with your take on Travis Hunter more. Nothing against the kid. I think he's a great talent.
He's a simp.
What's that?
He said he's a simp.
Well, yeah. Nothing against him, but I felt like a plug. It felt like it was an industry plant. It felt like Hawk Tuah girl. Like, it felt like inevitable no matter who else put up a great performance. It was always going to be Travis Hunter. And it's just like, I don't want to take anything away from the kid because he earned it. But at the same time, it's like, damn it, man. There are so many other guys that are more valuable to their team than Travis Hunter. He's not a good wide receiver. He's like a mid-wide receiver. Like, if he was just a wide receiver, this dude's getting drafted in like the 3rd or the 4th round. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a first-round pick.
Yeah, I mean, he'll still go in the top 10. But the last thing I'm going to say on this is just think about how asinine this sounds when you think about it. They said Ginty had to break the all-time rushing record in order to win a Heisman Trophy. Just think about that. You have to break the all-time record to win the Heisman Trophy. Like, that's so fucked when you really think about it. So that's all I'm going to say on that end. But guys, we have a bowl game about to start. I think probably in like the next 30 seconds or so. We'll talk about it real quick for y'all here. I think it's what is it called? The Bahamas Bowl, I believe, or
something like that in Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Hawaii.
I think Bro has a play in this game, so I'll defer to him. But I'm just going to say this. I think both of these teams suck, and I would have loved to bet against either of these teams. I just can't wrap my head around backing Buffalo in this game. I think Buffalo might be the worst team to make a bowl game, but at the same time, this quarterback for Liberty's thrown the ball 7 times. Conference USA is an absolute joke. I mean, Bro, you want to give us the spiel on Liberty? Bro hit the nail on the head here. I think this game is just unbettable. I tried. I would love to watch it, but I tried.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. Guys, take Buffalo -4, live bet it. West by God, I don't use ProfitX, but I've heard nothing but good things. Just it's a little weird that you buy coins or points and then it turns into cash. I don't really fucking know, but either way, back to this game. I think first and foremost, Liberty is like a name brand. It's something you've heard of. It's like an Abercrombie and Fitch, right? Something you've heard of. It's in your face. You've seen it time and time again. In the past years, and they've had some really good talent. Malik Willis played there, whatever. But here's what I have to say. First of all, Buffalo has played 5 teams that are bowl teams. We're talking Missouri, UConn, Toledo, Ohio, Akron. Okay, all in bowl games. How many did I? That's 5. Okay, so I look at Liberty. They played 2 bowl teams, Western Kentucky and Sam Houston State. They stayed in their own little circle. They never played anybody. They're out their quarterback. They're out their running back. They're out 2 offensive linemen. And I just think a team that struggled with sacks down the stretch against a Buffalo Bulls team that's 44th in havoc created with their entire team playing, including their best defensive end, who's an NFL prospect. I have to take the Bulls here. It's ugly, it's nasty, it's disgusting, but Liberty is the name brand. Let me ask you something. Nothing against Abercrombie and Fitch, but it's a name brand that you know of, but when's the last time you've gone in there seeking out a pair of jeans? It doesn't happen. It's just Liberty's the convenient name, and I think they get points just based off that alone. People don't do their research and don't realize how many people are opting out. I love Buffalo in this game. It's not going to be fun to watch. I'd also probably take the under.
Yeah, you made a pretty compelling argument there to fade Liberty. I mean, I think Liberty sucks, so I couldn't talk you off that one there, bro.
Also, they lost to Kennesaw State. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I know it's your alma mater, but damn.
Hey, it's all right, man. We cashed that Kennesaw State season long under 2.5 wins, baby. So we're feeling good about that one. All right, let's keep things moving here. We got some NFL games today. Actually, let's give a college basketball play first, then we'll talk about NFL. And I'll give out an NBA play. So first, guys, I'll give out my college basketball play here first. I'm going to take Houston in the first half, -5.5. Houston, I believe, covered all but one time last year in the first half. And this season, they're the second best margin of victory in the first half by 16.1 points per game. They're at home in this game, which is where they wagon this spot up. You look at this team. Sure, they don't have Shed, but they still got Cryer. They still got Roberts. They still got plenty of guys from last year's team. I think Houston's a much better team here. And I think they're going to flex their muscle here on BYU. I think it's going to get stomped in what should be a ruckus environment. I think this is the first home game of the season for them in conference play. So I like this spot for them a lot. I have them ranked the second best team in all of college basketball, so I'll take Houston.
Yep. Yeah, I really like that, man. I couldn't agree with you more. It's funny. Some schools like take on an identity. And I told you this earlier. BYU basketball and BYU football, they beat up on bad teams. They're soft, and they do not deal with physical teams well. It's exactly what Houston is. They play extremely well defensively. And you look at the games where BYU has played anyone. They played Providence, who's one of the most defensively aggressive teams in the country. They lost by 20. They played Ole Miss, which they actually took them to overtime on a neutral site, but they ended up losing by 10. So, two teams that can run, gun, play defense. I really like to play. I would take Houston minus the points full game, but first half, I like because you don't deal with shit like what happened last night in the Creighton Marquette game. Marquette was up a ton at halftime. Then they kind of snoozed around and let Creighton hang in there, and then backdoor covered. So I like the first half play.
Let's go.
Now that we have that play out of the way, guys, another game that I'm just going to talk about quickly, and then I'm going to let TP3 go back to probably the NBA probably the NBA, and then we'll finish with NFL. Kentucky, -4. Kentucky, -4. Guys, really like it. Really love it. I'll tell you this. I just trust the more experienced squad here. Okay, Florida's undefeated, but they have to lose sometime, and they haven't played anybody. Out of conference schedule, 213 in conference strength of schedule. Out of conference, rather, strength of schedule. Also, Florida has beat up on teams that can't rebound. Kentucky can rebound. Kentucky plays good defensively. Florida hasn't really played well away from home either. So, really, really like Kentucky here. It's a buy low spot, too, because Kentucky in their last big game against Ohio State got bounced. So I'll tell you what, I kind of like TP3's first half play better. But I do still like Kentucky -4. I got it at plus money as well, at plus 102. I didn't want 3.5. I said, fuck it, we'll take 4. TP3, we got a lot of NBA today. You're the NBA savant. I want you to give the people your favorite play in the NBA. And then just kind of give some perspective as to what you see kind of at the almost the halfway point in the NBA season. What do you see out there in teams that people need to be looking out for maybe futures, NBA champions? Give me some sauce in the NBA.
Yeah. So first of all, here's the play, guys. Norman Powell went 1 for 11 on Thursday night from the field. Norman Powell's a dog, and they play the Hawks tonight. First of all, the Hawks defense is terrible. It's a high total. Dyson Daniels, the Hawks lockdown defender, will be on James Harden, so he's going to have a favorable matchup. Probably going to have Trae Young on him. And right now, his points line's at 23.5, but his PRA is at 27.5, -120. Take Norman Powell to go over this line. He's going to score 30 points alone. I have him at 31.56 PRA projected. So I think this is a steal of a line, and I think Powell's going to go crazy in this game. Huge bounce back spot. Great spot for him at home, especially off a bad shooting night. So I love this spot, honestly. It's probably my second favorite play of the entire day across all sports is probably that play right there. And then what was it? Oh, NBA wise, I mean, guys, I don't see how you can bet against Oklahoma City right now. I mean, last night I thought the Knicks were in a home run spot against Oklahoma City. I personally took the over in that game, which hit. But I mean, dude, Oklahoma City's down the whole game. It's a 1-point game. You're getting 5.5 points, and they just close the game out on a 10-0 run. The Knicks don't score again the rest of the game, and they cover too. Like, you can't go against this team, man. And they're playing with players out as well. Chet Holmgren not even in the lineup. When they get Chet back, I'm just be hard pressed to see anybody beat them in the playoffs. The only thing is, though, playing Luka Doncic in a 7-game series won't be easy. But other than that, I think Oklahoma City and Boston are the two best teams in the league, and I think Dallas is right there with them as well. Then I think it's everybody else after that point. Like, I think Cleveland's a really good regular season team. I just don't see Cleveland being able to beat Boston in a 7-game series. I know you probably take exception to that, bro, but I think Cleveland's probably the best of the rest, but I just don't think they're good enough to win it all.
I don't take exception to it. I couldn't agree with you more. Unless we make a move at the deadline to get a solid wing player, or some scoring help, I don't think Donovan Mitchell can shoulder the load. Evan Mobley has done well in the regular season. but show me you can do it in the fucking playoffs, youngster. Okay, and Jared Allen, you don't know what you're gonna get out of him. It's like a fucking box of chocolates. The other question I wrote down that I wanted to ask you: Jimmy Butler has been suspended for what is it, 7 games?
Yeah.
And the Miami Heat have announced that they are trading him. They're suspended. He's suspended, and he's going to be traded. Where do you see Jimmy Butler going, and or where do you think the best fit for him is?
It depends what they want back. I mean, I could see him go to the Lakers, but I don't think the Lakers have enough to trade him. I think the best fit for him would be on like a team like the Clippers, honestly, but the Clippers don't really have anything to trade. So, I mean, dude, it's pretty wide open at this point in time. It's tough, man. I really don't know where he's going to go, honestly. I don't know who wants him. Like, I feel like apparently the Warriors said they're not interested in him. So that would probably be, I think, the easiest spot to put him, but the Warriors don't want him. So I don't really know, to be honest with you, bro. It's tough to say right now.
You know, it's rough because I haven't seen a lot of good out of him this year, but I think it's just because he's just uninspired. I would absolutely love to see him in wine and gold, man. Defensive scorer, take some pressure off of Donovan Mitchell. Like, bro, we could give up, I don't know, like a Jared Allen. We could give up like an Isaac Okoro. We can give up a Moni Bates, which is an up-and-coming guy in our G League who people are really, really thinking he's going to be a prime-time scorer sometime. And then we got draft picks. We got a lot of different stuff going on. I know if we get Jimmy Butler, it could handicap the whole LeBron coming back type thing. But, dude, I would love it. I think Jimmy Buckets on the Cavs would be sick. Ultimately, I think he might end up in Houston.
I don't think Houston wants him.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm reading is Houston doesn't want him. Nobody wants him. That's the thing.
Why doesn't nobody want him?
Because he doesn't play basketball.
It's fair.
Dude, he played like 48 games last year. Nobody wants that shit. Hey, maybe Milwaukee.
Oh, that would be sick.
They're going to have to take a bucket of balls for him, though. But yeah. Milwaukee, that could definitely
be a bucket of balls.
Yeah, they're probably going to have to take Brooke Lopez in a bucket of balls. That's about all Milwaukee's got to offer, but that one could be interesting. All right, guys, we know why all y'all are here. Y'all want to hear us talk about the NFL today. We got some big plays popping off today in the NFL. We got 2 games. We got Bro Browns in action, and we got the Steelers in action as well. Bro, let's start out here at the first game right now. The total is 41.5. The Browns are catching up to 21 points now in some shops. What are you thinking about this game today?
I don't fucking know, man. I'm just ready for the Browns season to be over. Just get it over with and like, uh-oh. And once the sad part about it is next year it's going to be the same thing. Even worse probably. But I will say this. There's no fucking way the Browns are losing by more than 4 touchdowns. Okay? Now I understand the line's 21. So you're like, wait a minute. Here's what we're doing. Derrick Henry has a contract incentive. $500K for a touchdown, right? It's minus 245. So by itself, 0 value. What we're doing is we're going to take Derrick Henry anytime touchdown, and then we pair it with Cleveland Browns plus 28.5. It's a neg core bet. Oh, shit. It's a neg. I fucking see what's going on here, Bumblebee. It's a neg core bet, and you get better value. Like, Browns plus 28.5 and Derrick Henry touchdown, you got to be thinking, what the fuck is that? Was that minus 200? It's minus 112. Minus 112. Guys, Derrick Henry's going to score. Harbaugh is a player's coach. He's going to give him the $500K. He scored once against the Browns in week 8 or week 7 or week 6, something like that. He's going to score again. The Browns struggle in the red zone on the ground. I love that play. And I have a 4-leg same-game parlay. I'll give it out at the end of the show. But that's my play in the Browns-Ravens game. T, do you have any play in the Browns-Ravens game now that I got my play out of the way?
I do. I like Bro's play in this game. First thing I'm going to say, guys, I actually had my highest graded play of the entire NFL season in this game, and then the line moved against me before I could actually ever bet it, and it was the Browns team total over 9.5 points. The Ravens defense is Swiss cheese, guys. His passing defense is horrible. The Browns will score 9.5 points. The Browns will score 10 points in this game. But so I had to pass on that play. 9.5 is a key number. And on team totals, there's always half points there because they don't want you to push team totals. So at 10.5, I have to pass that one. I mean, it's literally like the most key number. Like it was 9.5 or nothing. But I do think Bailey Zappi in here is a huge upgrade. I think DTR is one of the worst quarterbacks we've seen take snaps in NFL history. And with that being said, I'm going to look at Jerry Jeudy, man. Jerry Jeudy got 18 targets last game. If he gets half that, he should smash his receiving yards prop. It's set currently at 56.5. I think Jerry Jeudy's going to bust a big one in this game. I don't hate his longest reception prop to go over, but I think they're going to feed Jerry Jeudy in this game. And also, too, like he's not under contract right now, right?
No, he is.
I don't think he is. Let me look.
I'm almost positive we have him for one more year.
Maybe y'all picked up his 5th-year option, but regardless, Jerry Jeudy's trying to get that big-time payday. What's he going to do? He's going to come out here one last time and put in the minds of everybody that he's that dude, that he was just in a bad situation when that he was in Denver, and he's going to go off here in this game. So I like Jerry Jeudy to have a big game here in this game today. So give me Jerry Jeudy to go over his receiving prop. Let's see. Okay, so
What's up, X? Thanks for joining.
Damn,
Thank you all for joining.
It looks like he did sign it. Yeah, he did sign a contract, and it's not a good one either.
Not a good for who? Him or me? Or us?
For him. It's good for y'all. He signed a 3-year, $52 million contract.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's solid for y'all. But yeah, so I like Jerry Jeudy to go crazy in this game today. I think he's going to have probably closer to 100 yards receiving here, and I think he might even score a touchdown.
Love it. Love it. And we'll talk. We're going to talk. I'll circle back to that when we talk about my same game parlay for the NFL games today at the end of this segment. T, the second game on the slate, obviously we see the props that you busted out here. We'll let you take center stage. Bengals, Steelers. Obviously, it looks like you're taking a side here. Tell me why.
I'm just going to say this, guys. Max plays in VIP on SoBet. You can probably guess what it is based on what I'm wearing right now. But look, I'm not going to give that play out for free. It's a big play. I really like this game a lot. But I will say here's another angle I do like in this game. So first of all, this morning I've been trying to bet Chase Brown's rush yards under all day. Hopefully when he gets ruled in, they'll put a lineup for him and we can bet his under. Because, guys, Chase Brown's playing with a sprained ankle here. He's going to be completely ineffective in this game. I think betting his rushing yards under is going to be a really sharp play here. But I think if you're trying to exploit a matchup in this game here, Joe Burrow is probably going to throw the ball a ton. Their run game's going to be completely ineffective. Pittsburgh's already really good at the run. I think Joe Burrow is going to have a big day passing the football in this game. So I don't hate maybe a parlay with like Chase or Higgins. I mean, Higgins scored 3 touchdowns last week, so it feels like it's Chase's turn to score a touchdown here in this game. And then I also like Najee Harris to go over 48.5 rushing yards. Cincinnati's defense is a total joke. They're giving up 92 rush yards per game. And he ran for 75 yards against them last time. Najee's not under contract. Warren is going to play, but he's a bit banged up, and he's more the third down back here. I mean, I think Najee should get 50 rush yards in his sleep here. So I like Najee Harris to go over his rushing total.
Yeah, I definitely don't hate that. I don't hate that. Especially because we've kind of seen Russell Wilson not exactly play well the last couple of games. I think Tomlin's going to go back to what they do best, which is running the ball. And you're right about Warren. He's in contusion rib type of deal. But I don't see him having a huge impact on the ground game. Now, I'll tell you this, guys. Everything in my heart, in my eyes, in my head tells me I want to take Cincinnati here, but I feel like it's the biggest fucking trap. The only reason the Bengals are favored in this game, the only thing that I can think of is a motivational spot. That's it. They're on the road. They don't have a defense that's going to be able to stop Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh has a better defense than they have. I think better defense than they have offense. Like, I don't understand how they're favorites, and I wish that they weren't so that way I could take them and get plus points because I think it's going to be a close game. I just don't know. I don't know. I may end up taking the Bengals on the money line, but here's the play. The play is Joe Burrow, 3+ pass touchdowns. Okay, if you look at his game log, in the last 6 games, he's had at least 3. He had 5 in one game, 4 in another. We just mentioned that Chase Brown is hurt, and it's like a pretty significant ankle sprain. He didn't practice all week, not even in a limited capacity. So it's truly going to be a game time decision. And typically speaking, in those situations, if you have no practice at all, not even a limited, and it's on a short week on a Saturday, it's just not a good indication that he's going to play. And if he does play, one can only wonder how successful he's going to be. Also, I forgot to mention on my Derrick Henry play, it's also his birthday today. So I definitely think he's scoring a touchdown.
Wow, look at Travis pulling out the sharpest call of the entire show. I know it's off topic here, but it's Wimby's birthday today. The only thing that sketches me out about that, Travis, is I wanted to bet Jokic's props over yesterday, but him and Jokic both went the fuck off yesterday. These teams are playing again today. It feels like that these teams should alter their defenses to really clamp down on the big men. So I don't know. I don't really like betting these back-to-back games like that in the NBA.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. You don't know what you're going to expect. I mean, the younger teams are typically a little bit better on back-to-backs, and Wemby might ball off for his birthday. You never know. But I like Joe Burrow, 3+ touchdowns. That's going to be the play. It's plus 125 on DraftKings. Win, lose, or draw, it's got to be Joey B. He's got to get him 3. I mean, you don't think they're going to score 21 points? I think he's going to be responsible for all the touchdowns. Chase Brown's hurt. I don't even know who their second string running back is because Zach Moss is out for the season with a neck injury. So
it's Khalil Herbert.
You're right. You're 100% correct. It is.
Yeah, but he's not good though. Anyway, so
yeah.
I like that play, honestly, on Burrow, 3+ touchdowns, especially the fact it's plus money. That's a solid look right there. So I like that one. I think Burrow's going to get some cash on that one.
Yeah.
Bro, you said you had a same game parlay you want to drop for the people?
Yeah, I do. Do you have anything else that you want to give them?
No, that's pretty much all I got, man. Dropped a college basketball play, dropped an NBA play, dropped an NFL play. Of course, my ring light turns off while we're on here. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got, man, for today's show. I'm about to hit the gym real quick and get a little pumping before these games start. I still got some work to do on the NBA, but there's a lot of teams on back-to-backs, so y'all know how it goes, man. I got to wait this thing out and see who's actually going to play today in the NBA before I fire on anything else.
Kentucky's already getting fucking dog-walked. What a fucking travesty.
It's all right. It's a long game.
It's early. It's early. They're down 8, but...
Dude, I can't tell you the amount of times in college basketball where I've bet on teams and they look terrible in the first half, and in the second half, the other team literally can't score.
Yeah, 100%. It could definitely happen. Just very surprised to see Florida get out to such a good start at Rupp Arena, which is a really, really tough place to play. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I'll say this real quick. I see people asking a bunch about props. My 3 favorite props today, number 1 is the Jerry Jeudy receiving prop. Number 2 is Najee Harris over rush yards. And number 3 would be Jamar Chase over 26.5 longest reception. I mean, it just feels like Burrow's going to hit Chase for a deep ball at some point this game. I think everyone's going to be kind of, caught on to hit, locked in on Higgins in this game. So I think those are my 3 favorite props for today in the NFL.
Yeah, I totally agree. I like a lot of those, actually. Here's the same game parlay, guys. It's the Browns game. It's the Steelers game. 2 from each. All right. In the Browns game, to echo what TP3, the savant, the sharp himself mentioned, we have Jerry Jeudy, 50+ receiving yards. The second leg is going to be Elijah Moore, over 25.5 receiving yards. Guys, Elijah Moore played terribly when DTR was the quarterback. He was still targeted. He still got targets. DTR just can't throw the fucking ball. When Cleveland played Baltimore in Week 8, Elijah Moore had 88 yards on 6 receptions. Okay? So I definitely think he gets 25. Bailey Zappi can sling the ball. If you look at it last year against the Steelers, he had 3 touchdowns for 283 yards. Okay? I think he's going to throw the ball. He was able to feed multiple mouths. Both receivers had at least 6 receptions and over 60 yards when he was on the Patriots with Devontae Parker and Juju Smith-Schuster as his primary receivers. not very good receivers. So those are the two legs for the Browns-Ravens game. And then we have Joe Burrow. I already gave you over 2.5 pass yards, or 2.5 pass touchdowns, rather. And Jaylen Warren over 20.5 receiving yards. Okay? Cincinnati struggles with running backs out of the backfield. Just against Tennessee, they gave up 97 yards receiving to Tajay Spears. Okay? They've given up over 60 yards receiving 6 times this year to running backs. So getting 20 for Jaylen Warren is something that I don't think is going to be a problem. And speaking of 60, Jaylen Warren had 63 yards receiving against Baltimore. Against against the Bengals, rather, the last time out. So it was over 60 yards receiving. I think he's going to 8-0 run, Donnie! Fucking A-Ride, baby!
Told you, bro. Come on now. It's college basketball, brother. We know how this shit goes.
We love it, brother. But that's it. That's the parlay. It's fucking plus 1387 with the boost, plus 1050 on the fucking dot scheme without it. So, $10, I guess, makes you, what, $100 or something like that? Pretty close to $100. Mm-hmm. I put 0.4 units. So, just a little bit under $20.
Love that. I think that's a casher right there. So let's get this money today, boys. Anything else you want to say, bro, before we get up out of here? I need to go hit the gym.
No, I'm gonna go watch my alma mater play basketball and my buddy referee, and I'm gonna chirp him. It's gonna be great, guys. We can't thank you enough for joining. I don't know how many people were in here today, but it felt like a lot. It felt like there was vibes. It felt like there was love. It felt like there was New Year's energy. I hope you had a great New Year's. Let's have a great day today. Let's cash all our bets. TP3, tell them what we're going to do today.
Hey, we're going to get some fucking money, baby. We'll be back on Monday to our regularly scheduled programming, and we'll see y'all.
See ya.